Productions, TrinityProSound.com, Trinity Pro Sound's YouTube channel, and today we are going to bring you a video that's been requested for the dBTechnologies T4 cabinets, and we've got one apart from the rest of the rig. And what we're going to do today is pull this guy apart and show you the inner workings of everything. I've already got the front screws on the cabinet removed, and as you can see, it's just a single line array box sitting here on top of one of our storage containers. And what I'm going to do is pull the grill and we'll take a look. And inside the T4 module, once we get the front grill pulled, we've got a protective foam that ends up doing a good job of blocking insects and dust and things that are getting into the cabinet. So now we're going to go ahead and remove that and reveal the inner workings. I've already had this open, so that's why the screws are missing in the 8-inch driver here. But down the center of the cabinet we've got two, I believe they're 1-inch drivers. I'll have to take a look at the specs on that. And then we've got our 6.5-inch mid-range. On this side over here we've got the low-end port on the cabinet as well. So I've got these screws out, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this 8-inch driver out, and we're going to take a look at it and some of the inner components of the T4 cabinet. Here we've got the 8-inch low-frequency driver pulled. It's a neodymium driver, very, very light, and very light. And then inside the cabinet it does have some sound absorption material, and then those are all the wires connecting the speakers together. Those are our high frequency drivers down in there that are mounted to the horn of this molded cabinet. And to get to those drivers we have to pull the amp out of the rear. The 6.5-inch mid-range driver in the back of it is fully enclosed, and we'll get around there in a second and take a look at that. But this is the cabinet in its entirety as you would see it in a open configuration, so to speak, as we've taken the front grill off of it. So we're going to flip it over and take a look at the rear amplifier module, and then get into the back of it and pull the amp module out. Well, much to my amazement, I found some screws on the cabinet and took off the fly hardware on the ends, and the whole front assembly comes off, which I'm totally blown away. I didn't know that. But there's the drivers on the back. They are RCF ND1411Ms and wired up, and then there is the, get a little bit better focus on it, the enclosed 6.5-inch mid-range driver. So changing out drivers and getting into the inner workings of the cabinet is relatively easy to do as far as changing out drivers in case one would take a nosedive. But as you can see, there is some dampening material inside the T4 cabinets all the way through. And then underneath this, underneath in that plastic area that's right there, is the amplifier module. So we'll go ahead and tuck that back in, and we're going to go ahead and get this closed back up and pull the amplifier module off. One of the things that I wanted to note is this is all an injection molded cabinet, and the front piece is all injection molded, all to the specifications engineered by dBTechnologies. But for what this box is, it is just absolutely amazing. This is the flyware bracket that goes down on the inside. It's got some threaded holes on it there. There you go, that you can see, and it engineering on it is quite nice. This just drops down in there, and then there is another one here on the other side that does the same thing. And then from the outside, then this is the flyware that ends up being anchored through to be able to support the cabinets. But then all of the weight is transferred through the metal flyware and not through the cabinets. All the flyware is doing is holding the cabinets and through the rigging system. So very ingenious. one of the things that kind of threw me on this cabinet with the front piece coming off of, as you can see, this is the joint here where the front piece comes in contact with the remainder of the box. But if you look at that, it's like, almost looks like a molding seam and not a joint, that it comes that close together. So if you keep going down this, I mean, this is probably the first time it's been open since production, but it's pretty stinking amazing. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get the back of it open and show you the DigiPro amp. Okay, and here we are, tools and all. Back of the T4 cabinet. And as you can see on the back of each T4, they do have some setting recommendations as far as the processor settings for the equalization presets. And then on the back there also is a balanced input and a through on it with a input sensitivity, which we run wide open. And then there's also the LEDs that show the protection and the signal on there, as well as the power light. And then you can see then the dial in for the setup modes that are on the back of the cabinet, and then the firmware sticker on what firmware this cabinet is running. So, and then on this side we've got the power con in and through, and then the power switch on the T4 cabinets. So we're going to go ahead and get the screws pulled, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we've got the bazillion screws out of it now, so we're going to go ahead and pull it, and lifting it up exposes the power amplifier here and all the inner workings, processor boards. Everything is connected to the main board through these little plug-in connectors, and then all of the DSP is over here on this side on that board there. Try to get a little bit better focus there. There we go. And then the heart of the power amplifier is underneath this heatsink that's right here. And then this is the switch mode power supply on this side with the power switch and then the power cons in and through on it. But I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the cords on it, and so we can take a look at some of the closer inner workings of the DigiPro amp. And so now we've got the DigiPro amp pulled out and the connectors off of it, but as you can see on the inside of it, how everything is configured with the power supply here, and then goes through a heatsink assembly here. That looks like it's got some of the amplification power transistors on it. I don't know if I can get in that close and get focus, but you can see on that side, and then also on this side, and then way down in there behind those coils there are some additional power transistors that are affixed to the heatsink down in there. But that is the entire DigiPro amp. Again, this is the processing section from the XLR inputs that are over on this side of the board over here. And those are the connectors that connect the speakers and also the one module to the other. As far as the circuit board is concerned, there's a jumper that goes across these two here for power. So that's it. That is the DigiPro amp. As far as weight is concerned, I give that a solid 4 pounds. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get her back together. So here we are, all back together, and we've got a line assembled here in the shop, and we're doing some testing on it, sitting on top of a S10 sub. So that's it. That is the T4 cabinet. One of these times real soon we're going to end up doing a video on the T12 on the inner workings. But there you have it, the DVA T4, brought to you by Trinity Pro Sound, trinityprosound.com, company is Trinity Productions. If you're looking for a rig of T4s or T12s or anything that dBTechnologies makes, give us a call, area code 209-832-8023, or look us up on the web. Give us a call, we'll make you a great deal. Thanks for stopping by.